We are talking about this breaking crazy news about them actually now supposedly they finally decided to make a structure of what Jesus looked like. Yes, they've finally built something. Catholic Church and them kind of people over there who are interested in those kind of things. I wonder whose picture that is that they have made, whether it be the picture of the Antichrist or something of that nature. They've finally did something like that. And so we're going to be talking about that, as I thought it was very interesting, this new development of them going towards that direction after all the things that they've been doing. It's the Actuality Show with the Daily Christian Commentary video. So I'm going to keep this one short because I think it's quite telling.
And now, for the first time, experts have spent years recreating what they believe to be the mystery man under the shroud.
Now, if you haven't seen this particular news that I'm talking about, so over the last couple of months, over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of pushes about the shroud and the news about the shroud. The shroud is this stretch of cloth that they claim is the real cloth that covered Jesus as he came out of the grave. So the grave cloth that the Bible talks about, yeah, they say that cloth, they have it. Now, I've talked about this silly cloth before, and I've said it doesn't match the whole that you see in the Bible, particularly about cloth that Jesus would have used was fitted on the person. If you look at how they say the shroud is put on the person, because it's like it goes all the way down. Now, that's not how you would cover a person, is it? You would cover them this way, not this way. But if you look at the shroud, they try to imply that it's covered this way. But that's how you would have to cover a person. Okay, if they say he's covered like this, like it goes all the way down, that's how you would put them if you are trying to make a picture out of it. Yeah, like if you're trying to find a print of the face, that's how you would put it, which tells you the shroud is a fraud. So basically, yeah, just logic tells you it's wrapped around. It goes around. Even Lazarus, Jesus says, "No, get him out of the cloth." After he was able to walk. Now, if the shroud is actually over you like this, how do you walk? Just doesn't make sense. But anyways, that's not the point of this thing. It's just another reason why I wanted to mention this was because recently in Lagos there was a story that Catholic priests have been talking about this church in Lagos, which recently had blood coming out of one of the eyes. Basically, they call it a stigmata. This entire thing where a statue would leak blood or leak tears or water of some sort, you know. And so they've been claiming that there's this statue that is leaking blood and what where then these people have been, you can see it on Facebook. It's on a couple of accounts. They're trying to make it legit. But it's just the same idea. Is how does a statue leak blood? What does? But that's how the Catholic Church is trying to authenticate itself.
At the end of the exhibition is what the organisers are calling the hyper-realistic figure of the mystery man. And in front of the waiting press and local dignitaries, the figure is unveiled to the world. The figure is an extraordinary piece of work, looking incredibly lifelike. The hyper-realistic sculpture, which is made of latex, silicone and real human hair, has been based on data collected from the Shroud of Turin.
La piel se hunde, la piel, el vello es humano.
The skin sinks. The hair is human. It weighs 75 kilos. It behaves like a person. It is.
They are so old of a church. They have the roots of all Christianity, but we know that Yal was haters. It makes sense why I heard one particular other priest who was trying to imply that people should stop pinning the persecution of the church during the time of John Knox, Martin Luther and them on the Catholic Church, but they were the ones who were doing the persecution. They were the ones who were casting people to be burnt and whatnot. And so they're the very same people that are trying to push this image of the shroud supposedly the face of Jesus, which they've finally made a body. And they've, so for me, it's ridiculous that they want to distance themselves from the history without fully acknowledging that they were the part of the reasons why the church had to go in hiding. Okay, the expansion of the church in Europe was because of this persecution. People were starting to question, why can't we have access to the Bible? And as the leaders of that period of the Reformation started to get involved, people now knew the Catholic Church was the hindrance between them and things. So they're distancing themselves from that past. But you have to acknowledge the history that you took part in, okay? You can't distance yourself. Oh, we have the proof of how Jesus supposedly looked, and somehow we must forget thingy. Oh yeah, we have a stigmata here in Nigeria. It's in Africa. It's far away from Rome. Yeah, whatever. Stick it up. Okay, yeah, try and acknowledge true doctrine. All these things that I'll be teaching over there. Jesus, Mother of Mary, she's the core matrix. With Jesus, she saves together with Mother Mary, save us. You know that entire prayer that they make, Hail Mary. Basically, what they're trying to do is to create new roots, but the roots that they're creating, it's fraud. It's false. The entire Hajjaz that they've been like the Catholic Church has been questioned over the last couple of years. Why do they keep moving priests? Now that's a subject of another day. Have you ever asked yourself, why do Catholic priests keep getting moved? He'll be here, he'll be moved to Africa, he'll move to what? Come to find there's an entire documentary exposing this entire shenanigans of them hiding exposed pastors by moving them to different branches. I used to wonder, why do they do that? Like when I was in the Catholic Church, we'd have like 6 different pastors in the space of 4 or 5 years. And why was that? It's because they kept moving these pastors around, because these pastors would create scandals in one area and they keep moving them around. Y'all have to deal with your history and your present history, not the past one, also the present one, and your doctrinal issues. Forget creating faces of how Jesus looked. No, how do you look? Hey, Jesus looked like this. How do you look? I know load shedding is about to hit in a second. I better stop this video just now. It's Rick Shani Show with the Daily Christian Commentary videos, and I hope this video finds you well. People must live in the truth. Can't just hide, somersault yourself into something else, and then we must forget. No, we remember. I guess I have less than a minute before the lights go out, but it's Ricky. Hope y'all guys have a good one. Have a wonderful Christmas. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of commentary. We do this on a daily basis, and I will see you on the later on other episodes down in the pin comments, so check them out. And it's Ricky. Yeah, be good. There is no face of Jesus you have created. How do you look? You fine, you notice it, but how do you look?
The figure is an extraordinary piece of work, looking